Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Neon here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a video talking about my experience at UPS. Now, I did just finish recording this video already, which was like 38 minutes long, raw recording, but I just found out that I forgot to minimize OBS before I went back into VR, so the entire video just recorded the OBS screen over the gameplay. So it ruined the entire video. That's 38 minutes wasted. And I actually talked a lot in that video, so that's a real shame. But maybe now I can try again and try to talk, be more precise, if I can still speak on the topic clearly. Oh my god, without rambling on too much. This is an unscripted video, so I'm just going off the top of my head about everything. But anyways, should get started. So starting off with the positives about UPS, they're actually super honest about their hourly pay, unlike most jobs, which lie on sites like Indeed or wherever they post stuff at. Most jobs will lie. They'll say they'll pay like $20 an hour, for example, but what they really mean is that they're going to pay you $14, and then you have to work for like 5 years to get the rest. But at UPS, it's not like that. They tell you that they're gonna pay you $21 an hour, and they mean it. And the location I worked at actually paid $21 an hour, but it does vary because I did see one that was for 17. But if you're lucky, you might find one like mine, which pays 21, and they're 100% honest about it. That's how much you're gonna get paid hourly the moment you start. So, the moment you start working, it's 21. There's no strings attached whatsoever. Next off, next good thing is the benefits are really great. And I believe part-timers also have access to every single benefit, which is something that most companies need to improve on themselves. But, they offer the usual insurances and the 401k, and they do also offer the pay for college as well. You get at least like $20,000 worth of free money to spend on going to a college of your choice to study a course of your own choice, which is something which is actually awesome because at my job before UPS, Walmart, which I have talked about in a previous video, at Walmart, they do, I'm still messing up my speech, but at Walmart, they do offer free college as well. However, at Walmart, they only let you study courses that actually have an impact on your Walmart career. Like, basically, it's just courses that will boost you up to becoming a corporate employee. But UPS does it much better because they let you study for whatever you want. So it doesn't have, you could study a course that has absolutely nothing to do with UPS as a company. You could study what you're actually genuinely interested in and what you genuinely want to pursue a career in. And it applies to almost any college as well. I think the only restriction that they have is that you have to you can only do it at colleges that are like partnered with UPS or something with their college program. I think that's what they said. I don't think it's for every single college in existence. It's just you can't just do it to every college in existence. From if I remember correctly, it has to be one that's like specifically partnered with the program. But either way, it's still much better than what places like Walmart offer. thirdly, everyone there is like very nice and friendly. Most of them actually feel like genuine human beings to be around. They aren't just like corporate drones like you would see at other jobs, such as Walmart. They're not just people who are there to serve their corporate overlords. They're actually real people who will laugh and joke around and genuinely give off a good vibe the whole time, which is something that I also really look forward to. Just I hate when people are just there to bootlick for corporate or bootlick for the company in general. And fourthly, one of the major things that's good about UPS is that it's a union job. It's unionized. Everyone who works there is protected under the union. I mean, you can choose to sign up or not, but I think you're kind of stupid if you don't sign up for it. Because, yeah, you have to pay a union fee to be a member. Unions are something that you should always seek out for every single job, if possible. Because unions basically assure that you're protected and the company and management cannot abuse you. Otherwise, they'll be punished for it. So you're basically protected as an employee. It basically gives you basic human rights as an employee to be a union member. And if you work at UPS, you're lucky to have a union because, at least in the United States, it's super rare to see anywhere have a union because the government and corporations love to spread anti-union propaganda and try to brainwash people into thinking that it's like a big evil boogeyman or whatever. But in reality, the only reason they do that is because they don't want people to form a union to take away their ability to abuse their workers. Like, if you've watched my video talking about my experience at Walmart, you would know that Walmart would be crumbling if they actually had a union, because Walmart management pretty much dedicate their lives to making their employees hate their job and giving their employees basically a terrible experience. Like, they love to just abuse people over there. And as with a lot of jobs as well. However, UPS isn't like that because they have the union and people are seemingly genuinely nice, at least at my location. But wait. The fifth good thing there is about UPS is you get short hours. Like, it's only like 4 to 5 at least every day for most positions, at least. I don't know if there's any longer than that. And also, you do have the option to keep the weekends off, which is great. Because most jobs are kind of weird and will force you to work weekends. But this one, why is my head doing that? But this one, it's optional. I mean, some positions might require it, but generally, if you have the choice, you can choose to keep Saturday and Sunday as your off days. And that's what I did when I was there. I worked every single day except for Saturday and Sunday. I had the whole weekend off, minus Friday, of course, sadly. But so the option is there, and they do give you bonus money if you still choose to work weekends when they're not your scheduled days. And that's how every job should do it. Every job should keep it optional. And I think that's the last positive. Now, on to the negatives. The first negative, talking about the work. So when I was there, I was a package handler. which is basically just loading or unloading trucks. They assign some people to load, they assign some people to unload, and I was a loader. Hope I'm not breathing on the mic too hard. But I was a loader, and essentially, I loaded the trucks. And that in itself isn't bad. It's just they have too much, they expect too much out of people. Because when I was being trained, they basically keep making comments about how I was pretty much going too slow for their liking. And that made me uncomfortable because I'm the kind of person who has to work at my own pace, or else I can't really work that well. I don't do fast pace. I have to work at my own pace, no matter what I'm doing. And so they would keep telling me, they wouldn't always tell me, but I would still hear them that I wasn't keeping up with the pace that well, or whatever they like to say. Another thing is that I couldn't really help the pace I was going, because every package they were making me handle was like, it felt like they were 1,000 pounds. I could barely even lift most of them to begin with. So part of why I was going slow was not by choice, but because the packages were just too heavy for me in the first place. Which brings me to the next part of this topic, or the next part of this point. They kept telling me that I was being too gentle with the packages, which, in most cases, you would be gentle with the packages, because you would. This world's buggy, but you would generally be gentle with packages normally because, well, for one, during orientation, they tell you to be gentle with packages, not to be rough with them. And secondly, it's just common sense to do that, to not, damage the contents. But I was handling car parts, so it's fine, because the car parts aren't going to take any damage if I'm just being rough with them. So they kept telling me that I should. But, I wasn't being gentle by choice. They gave off that illusion because I could barely lift off. I could barely lift any boxes in the first place. So while it may have looked like I was being gentle with them, it was just me struggling to even pick them up. Me struggling to pick them up. Me struggling to efficiently stack them up in the truck. So, yeah, the actual labor and training kind of made me a bit uncomfortable, and I did not like that. I did not like being urged to go faster than my comfortable pace, and I did not like being urged to do stuff that was just out of my capabilities in the first place. Next off, one of the things that I really, really, really hated was they give you less break time than like Walmart. Like, for example, you get your standard 15 minutes out of your shift. However, it's 15 minutes out of 5 hours. That's like no break time whatsoever. They should either give you more time on the break, or they should just give you more breaks throughout the day in general. See, yeah, when I worked at Walmart, it was one break every 2 hours, and if UPS followed that same way of thinking, then I would have gotten 2 breaks, as the shift was 5 hours long. So it'd be 2 breaks, but however, they only give you one because they just give you one break throughout the day in general. For longer shifts, if there are any, it might be more breaks, but for part-timers, it's just one, sadly. Also, I don't like how their breaks function. unlike most jobs, they don't have a scheduled break time. You have to wait for them to tell you to take your break, which I also really, really don't like. Because one of the things that Walmart did that I liked was the breaks were scheduled. So basically when I was there, I would just set an alarm for all the times that a break was going to occur, and then I would, as soon as break time struck on the clock, I would basically hurry to finish whatever I was doing and just run the break immediately. But at UPS, it doesn't work like that. There's no scheduled breaks. You have to wait for them to tell you. And what I mean is that they don't tell individual people to take their own break. Everyone takes the same break, but they have like some guy who's posted up like in the very middle of the warehouse, and then whenever they decide it's break time, they'll like yell out that it's break time to alert everyone, which I really don't like. I don't understand why it works like that. They should just have a set time that everyone can just take their break whenever, like as soon as the clock hits whatever time. That's how it should work. And with this kind of job, I don't understand why less break time is even a thing. Like it should either be like longer breaks, more breaks, like the 2 breaks. I mean, the 1 hour. I mean, I keep messing this up. The 1 break per 2 hours should be a bare minimum, like the way Walmart works. But for this hard labor at the warehouse, I feel like they should give you 15 minutes at least every single hour. That's how it should work, in my opinion. But it really makes no sense to me how a job that is unionized, like UPS, offers less break time than a job that is a union buster, such as Walmart. Like, that just makes no sense to me. They do also offer you a free, massive, like, gallon jug. Or, I mean, it's not like a jug, it's like a big, giant water bottle. They give out to employees for free during orientation, which you can fill up so you can take drinks throughout your workday. And I was basically chugging that thing the entire time. It's, it's so tiring. And I don't really know what else to really talk about. Kind of went over all the main points, but basically, so I don't know what to say now. But if you're trying to work at UPS, I wish you good luck. If you're trying to find a job in general, you're still searching, I also wish you good luck, because right now I'm in that boat as well. I only worked at UPS for like a few days before I left, which I kind of regret. I should have stayed there. I mean, I hated the job, like I hated it so much, but I should at least stayed there to at least get a bit of money to keep me going for a while. But story of my life. I always make mistakes. I always make the dumb mistakes. But this is not a vent video. But yeah, I wish you guys luck. And this video isn't meant to push you one way or the other. This is kind of a neutral video that is just being brutally honest about my experience. And it's intended to be informative for people who are looking for information about the job. Because when I'm applying for places, I always look it up on YouTube to find people's experiences, to know what the job is actually like, what to expect, stuff like that, the pros and cons, you know. And particularly with UPS, I looked it up, and most of the videos I would find, if not all of them, were pretty much like not honest. I mean, they're honest about the bare basics, but in general, they all just felt like free advertising for UPS. Like, they were the videos that I would find are pretty much just entirely positive and would just tell you the same stuff that they would tell you during orientation. Like, I don't think they were actually sponsored videos. I think they're still genuinely like just regular, ordinary people making a video just like I am right now. But it was strange how it was pretty much just entirely positive and almost basically just them advertising to work at UPS. However, with my video, I intend to be like completely honest about the pros and the cons, and I'm not trying to convince you to work there or not. This is just purely to be informative. And if anyone else wants to make a video similarly, sharing their experience, how they try to also take more of a neutral stance. I mean, it depends on the job too, because if the job's genuinely bad, I will say it. But this video in particular is just neutral, informative, to help anyone who may need it. But anyways, guys, that's all for this video, and then I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Oh, I messed up my fingers. Peace out.